Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and this is an Asus Transformer Book T100, which looks like a little laptop, and it is, but it's also a 10-inch tablet with a detachable display. Runs Windows 8.1 and features an Intel Atom Bay Trail processor. It works pretty well as a notebook PC, as a tablet, or even as a desktop if you plug in an external keyboard and mouse, but it's out of the box, it runs Windows 8, and that's pretty much all you're going to get. So the question is, can you run Ubuntu on it? Can you run other Linux operating systems? And the answer is, yeah, kinda. So let's take a look at how you do that. Let's go to here, and first thing you need to know is that it's one of the first devices to ship with a Bay Trail processor, and out of the box it's not that easy to just install Ubuntu or another operating system on a USB flash drive, but you can specially prepare one to do it. So you're going to be able to find more instructions on how to prepare this flash drive at liliputing.com. And most of the information comes from a developer called Paper Wastage, who's been posting in XDA developers and some other user forums. So you'll want to check out his stuff for more progress. At this point, not everything works. I can't get the Wi-Fi to work yet, I can't get the touchscreen to work yet, and the display doesn't look great, but Ubuntu is up and running, and what that means is that it might just be a matter of time before people can figure out how to start working their way through those other issues. So anyways, let's go ahead and set this aside for now, and I'll show you how to get into that mode. So let's swipe from the side, go to Settings, change PC Settings, Update and Recovery, Recovery, and under Advanced Startup, choose Restart Now. This is going to take us into the Windows 8 sort of troubleshooting screen. We hit Troubleshoot, Advanced Options, UEFI firmware settings, and reset. And this is basically, it's like what you would consider a BIOS on an earlier machine. It gives you access to your firmware settings. So here we can't use the touchscreen, but we can scroll over till we see Security, scroll down till we see Secure Boot, hit Enter, make sure Secure Boot is enabled, and it'll be, or selected, it'll be white, hit Enter, change it to Disabled, hit Escape, go to Save and Exit, and from here, let's save changes. Yes. I'm going to plug in the USB flash drive. There's a full-size USB port here on the keyboard base. You're not going to want to take the tablet out of the keyboard base, A, because you need to use the keyboard, and B, because there's no full-size USB port up here. And so from here, let's go ahead and save changes and exit. If you had this plugged in already, you'd see a boot override option that said the name of your flash drive. I find that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So let's go save and exit. I'm going to hold down the F2 key, which should bring us right back. Now you see UEFI Kingston Data Traveler 2. Let's hit that. And from here, we have try Ubuntu without installing, install Ubuntu, and so forth. We're going to try without installing, because again, installing could be a pain in the neck. But this will let us boot Ubuntu. And if the drive is prepared properly, you'll see that boot menu. If it's not prepared properly, you won't see anything at all there. In fact, you might not even be able to get to that menu. Here we go. It's kind of bright here, but you can see the Ubuntu logo. And there's also something that you need to do on the flash drive in order to make sure that you can get even to this point. Otherwise, you'll probably stop and only see a command prompt. So you can run Ubuntu, but you won't have the X server, which is sort of the graphics display server. In this case, oh, yep, that's exactly what's just happened. So we're going to go into CD desk, CD, actually that's not what we want. We want to go to the root, CD user, CD, I'm actually going to have to look this up. Hold on one second. CD lib, CD xorg, CD modules, CD drivers, and now we're going to do sudo rm vesa drive so. Just make sure it's actually gone. Yep, it's gone. And from here we're going to type start X. if all goes according to plan, we'll get a mouse cursor, and there it is. I'm in a room that's a little too bright to do this properly, but here we go. We've got Ubuntu up and running. Now from this window, as I mentioned, wireless isn't working. It says there's no network devices available, and the screen resolution is at 800 by 600, and I can't seem to convince it that this display actually has a 1366 by 768 pixel display. So not everything's working out of the box, and the touchscreen does not work. But it's Ubuntu, it's running, and it's running reasonably well. The display, the graphics aren't great, but it loads applications. You can run LibreOffice. Hello, Liliputing. You could load Firefox if you really wanted to, but there's not a lot of reason to do that. Take a look at our file browser. Or other applications. So overall, it's up and running, looks like Ubuntu, acts like Ubuntu. People who know more about Ubuntu than I do can probably start to figure out how to get wireless working and make it more useful. I'm not going to bother running battery life tests or other things like that until it becomes a little bit more useful. But at this point, it's pretty impressive to see that you can run it at all. And again, it's running from the USB flash drive here. It's not installed to storage, so it might be a little bit faster if it was actually stored on the internal memory. To get out of here, let's go ahead and hit shut down. Last time I did this, it ran into some problems with the restart. So we're going to hit restart. It's going to say waiting for X server to shut down. And it kind of got stuck at this restarting the system. I'm going to go ahead and force a shutdown by holding the power button, just because I want to show you that you might run into an error, or at least I have a couple of times that I've tried this. Might run into an error when you try to reboot. So we're going to take out the USB flash drive, hold this until the screen comes on, and it's starting to do that. And it says preparing BitLocker recovery. Now, if you get this menu instead of just booting straight into Windows, you're going to want to wait for it to come to the next screen. We'll go back into the UEFI settings, and from there we'll be able to sort of restore the default settings and boot right back into Windows. Okay, looks like a Windows thing, but touchscreen isn't working at the moment, so let's use the mouse cursor. Say skip this drive, and now we're back at this troubleshoot menu. So we're going to say troubleshoot, advanced options, UEFI firmware, restart. This will take us to that screen that looks like a BIOS screen again. And now we're going to go to the save and exit area, click restore defaults, yes, save and exit, and it should just reboot straight into Windows 8.1 this time. So because we didn't install anything to the storage and we're just running it from the USB flash drive, no damage done. And there's Windows. So this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and a first look as of late October 2013 at how you can get Ubuntu to run on an Asus Transformer T100. Getting it to run well is going to be a longer-term project, but it's good to know that we've passed that first hurdle of getting past the bootloader and convincing the tablet that it wants to run a different operating system. More details are available at liliputing.com, and again, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing.